Those Indians just keep on pitching. Let's step into the on deck circle.
You're listening to the DFS On Deck podcast, brought to you by LineStar App, the top-rated DFS tool set and #1 companion for DraftKings, FanDuel, and Yahoo Daily Fantasy. Go LineStar Premium now at LineStarApp.com. Now, here are your hosts, fantasy baseball experts Joe Pisapia and KC Bubba.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? It's me, Joey P, Joe Pisapia, and welcome to On Deck right here on the LineStar app. It is me, it's KC Bubba, and it's you, and we're talking all things MLB DFS, courtesy of the LineStar app, and pretty soon, any minute now, any hour now, we're getting closer and closer to NFL season. That also means the NFL sister or brother or whatever sibling it might be of this show is going to be out. Scott Bogman and I are going to bring you the pre-snap courtesy of LineStar app. So make sure you go over and subscribe to not only this one right here on deck, but also the pre-snap as well, courtesy of LineStar DFS. And that is going to get you all ready for football season. Bogman and I already pre-recorded all of our previews for the team. So that's going to be out there. And obviously some football news going on this week as well. So stay tuned for that. And again, go subscribe. That way you know when the shows drop. We're going to be doing our Monday show. Actually, we're recording Monday for the Tuesday recap. And then we're going to also have your Thursday DFS show. That's going to take you through the entire slate on FanDuel and DraftKings. It's also going to then take you on to Friday's show, which is the wagering show. 2 separate podcasts, 3 every week. What's better than that? I don't know. Oh, wait, it's Indians pitching, Bubba, because another good night for the Indians, and Tristan McKenzie, who was our favorite yesterday, once again looked pretty good.
Yep, not too shabby. And just imagine if they took the leash off of him, let him go farther in the game, he could have maybe got a CG for us and really did some damage. But he was outstanding. When he's not walking guys, he has electric stuff, and he did it just perfectly last night.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's just amazing the pipeline the Indians have right now, where they could trade Mike Clevenger and not miss a beat. It's wild, dude. It's absolutely wild. And you know, look, like all kids, I'm sure there's going to be an adjustment period for him. But so far, 2-0 with a 1.69 ERA, pretty good. I mean, 6 scoreless innings for him, 3 hit ball, and it was on his birthday. He's 23 years old. Happy birthday to you!
To be 23 again. To be 23.
Man, when I was 23, it was a very good year. Actually, I think it was.
Sit down, kids. Let me tell you a story.
Come by the fire, boys and girls. We'll tell you a story when Joey P was 23. I can't remember most of it now. I can actually. I can. But yes, it was a fun day of baseball. So let's recap all of the ins and outs of yesterday, and then we'll move on to today's slate. Weird slate today, too, because it's a little shorter. So Bubba and I are going to kind of break it down for you, and also how to approach each one on DraftKings and FanDuel, respectively. The Mets won 9-4 yesterday in the afternoon. Conforto with a home run and 5 RBI. He's a guy that's been hot. We've been riding that train there with Conforto, and it's been working out. Also, the Rockies and Giants yesterday, 9-6. So Rockies get a little revenge. Hampson and Hilliard both homered. Hilliard's another guy we've been saying is grossly underpriced, especially in cores. And there you go. Yet again, Sam Hilliard paying off, bub.
Yeah, no, it's going to continue to be underpriced because they just don't know when things going to play because it's the Rockies. But the kid's super talented, and just keep riding the train while you can and enjoy the value.
The Reds beat the Cardinals 4-3. Joey Votto with a single in the 9th lifts them over there. Joey Votto driving in Shogo Akiyama. You don't get a lot of Akiyama discussion on this show anymore. Boy, you know, it's the Reds have been the Jesse Winker show, basically, in that lineup. Good to see Votto getting involved a little bit, too. The Blue Jays beat the Marlins 2-1. Gurriel hit a home run in this one, and Ryu got another victory. And, you know, we've been talking about him and how he's righted that ship after a first rocky start or two. And, hey, we've used him on the show many times. Yesterday we did not because we didn't want to add more variance into the main slate to go all day on FanDuel, but he beat Sixto Sanchez, who wasn't bad either. His ERA sitting at 2.37. So, you know, Ryu Sanchez, we always fear when this kind of thing happens, you could get that, you know, really tight game and you flip a coin. The coin flipped. Ryu came out on the right side. So good job by him. And, you know, I think the Blue Jays have some confidence right now, Bubba. You know, I know they didn't acquire Mike Clevenger. I know they didn't acquire like the biggest names necessarily, but I think whenever you're in the clubhouse and the team starts buying up pieces, it's important because it makes everybody else feel like, hey, look, we're in this. The organization believes in us. Not a lot, but a little. And that's something. That's good. Give us a little bit of help. What do you think? Do you think this is going to help here, the Blue Jays going through the last half of the season here?
Yeah, definitely. It's a young team. They just got some more hope. The ownership basically said, hey, we're going to get you some more pieces to help fill this roster up and make you guys better contenders because they're making a playoff push. The young bats are awesome. They need a little pitching help. They added maybe more than they needed, or maybe some questionable choices there, but it's going to help in the long run. So it's definitely the move in the right direction. And we'll talk about their matchup tonight, which is a great way to keep winning baseball games.
Yeah, and look, Charlie Morton came back yesterday, but the Rays 5-2 over the Yankees again. Jordan Montgomery with the loss. There were some pieces there that Bubba was talking about yesterday about going after Montgomery. And look, it's crazy. The Rays right now just kind of keep beating up on the Yankees. It's kind of entertaining. I'm enjoying this. It's kind of fun to watch. I mean, the Yankees aren't at full strength, so it's not, completely realistic, but who knows if the Yankees at full strength is something we're even going to see in 2020. I don't know. We did fade away from Max Scherzer yesterday at the cost and the matchup and what's going on with the Nats and how up and down they are. And it was a good thing we did because Zach Wheeler came away with the W in this one. His ERA drops to 2.20. So I got to be nice to Zach Wheeler because he's been on a very good stretch lately. We talked about him as an Oppo play yesterday. And if you played him, Oppo, you did okay, bub.
Yeah, most definitely played really well. I kept thinking about that chat we had yesterday about, you could fade Scherzer and play Wheeler as a nice Oppo play, and it worked out beautifully as almost exactly like we talked about. I'm not going to go too much farther on that.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. All right, moving on to the next one here. The Cubs over the Pirates 8-2 last night. Kendricks gets the win. Look, it had risk. I'm sorry. Like, I know he got the W, and people go like, what are you doing? It was crazy. But when Bubba was right, those splits are real, but the Pirates are even worse. So that's, again, something to keep in mind here as we go forward. And I don't care. It's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm not going to get everything right, but you know what? I have no regrets about this one. No regrets. Javier Baez with a 3-run home run in this one too. 1-run ball for 6 innings for Kendrick. So great outing for him on the road, which he needs, which will help. The Braves 7-5 over the Red Sox as the Red Sox continue to just be terrible. They have 12-25 is that record. Keston Hiura, Peterson both hit home runs as the Brewers rally to beat up the Tigers here in this one. The Tigers have been on a roll. So the Brewers responded here in this one. Jimenez with the loss there. Boy, that ERA for Joe Jimenez, 11.81. Yikes. Not good. Wow. Yeah, that's high. That's almost Matt Harvey territory.
I remember when Joe Jimenez saved 4 games the first week of the season, and everyone thought he was the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Hey, I did. I had him everywhere in season.
I had him too. Don't have him anymore.
No, that's fair. Tristan, who is season long, is so dumb right now. Anyway, this is why you play DFS. Oh my God, this is if any season for Major League Baseball is built for DFS, it's this one. It's only 60 games. You can get in there, be smart, make some cash. We talked about McKenzie, awesome in this one. 5-0 over the Royals. Probably going to go back to that well tonight. Spoiler alert, Christian Javier got the W here against the Rangers 2-1. Tonight's matchup's going to be trickier. Good job by Casey Bubba yesterday, being on the Barrios wagon. And guess who came back? Josh Donaldson came back, and the Twins scored 8 runs. How about that? Huh? That's kind of funny, isn't it?
Who would have thought
Donaldson, that? The straw that stirs the drink in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's just a little sippy sip now for Minnesota to get that offense up and running.
A little sippy sip. Padres 11-4 over the Angels. And, of course, Walker Buehler didn't get the win, but he did pitch well. Zach Gallen pitched well, too, but not good enough. Well, good. I mean, in all fairness, he pitched good enough. It was the bullpen yet again that kind of brings everything down. But like I keep saying, the Diamondbacks are done. They are done. Yeah. They traded their closer. They traded arguably their best player in Barte. That's it. It's over. It's done. And guess what? We're going to go back to that well tonight. So that was yesterday. Today's a new day. Yes, it is. But it's a wacky one with a light schedule. So, Bubba, what's going on here between DK and FanDuel? How are these slates being measured up today?
Okay, so both slates have full-day slates if you so choose to get weird with 8 games on them.
Yikes.
And then if you go to DraftKings, they have a 6-game slate that starts at 4 Eastern, 4:05 Eastern. There's 2 4 Eastern games. There's 2 7 Easterns, an 8 and a 9. So they have 6 total games where FanDuel just has – that's their main slate. FanDuel's main slate starts at 7 Eastern. It just has the 4 games for the evening. So you can go 8 games on both sites, or you go 6-game main on DK starting at 4 Eastern, our 4-game main on FanDuel starting at 7 Eastern. It's weird because FanDuel basically pulled a DK tonight, and DK pulled a FanDuel.
My God, upside down. That's where we're living in. So which would you prefer? Like so far, just looking at the way things are dropping in terms of the games, we'll go through all of them as though it's one big slate because I guess we kind of have to in a way. So
yeah,
how would you target what? Like, what would you do on each site or you're just playing one to like, how are you approaching it?
I'm going to play the main slates on both. I prefer the 6-game slate, actually, because there's some fun offense to attack on the 4 Eastern games. And then you can load up on the pitching. Like, we have Clevenger making his debut. You got Kershaw late night. If you just do a 4-game slate, everyone goes to Kershaw or Clevenger. Then everyone's going to be on the same bats in like Toronto and Chicago. So it makes it much more, concentrated. Where if you add 2 more games to it or go even all day on FanDuel, it might be better than the 4-game slate.
There you go. All right. And the pitching is kind of wacky today, too. So let's get after it and let's start here. Let's start with FanDuel here. Alec Mills, 8.3 against JT Brubaker. Is Alec Mills in play because, again, like we learned last night, the Pirates are just that bad? Or, when you're looking at this from that point of view, is this a trap? On DK, he is 8K in the 135 game. So I don't know if that's more appealing to you on the 2-pitcher site, but what are your thoughts on Alec Mills today against the Pirates?
On a 2-pitcher side, I could see him as an SP2. On a 1-pitcher, I won't go there because we'll talk about a couple arms that are a little more expensive, but I like a lot more than Alec Mills in their matchup. And
yeah,
I agree.
I think you and I are.
I want to keep pitching on Pittsburgh, but I'm going to pass on him on FanDuel.
What about Jason Hayward at 2.2 on DK today?
Yes. Yeah, go back to that realm. Brubaker's not that great. Hap 31, Schwarber 31, but that price on Hayward, like you mentioned, is a price you got to go to on DK's 27 on FanDuel. So definitely go back to that. Well, he should be in the lineup as he had the day off on Wednesday.
Yeah, and look, Baez is cost effective on FanDuel 3.2, Schwarber 3.1. It's not bad. These are lineup builder guys. Fade the Pirates because they're the Pirates, and at this point in time, it's what you do with teams that don't score any runs. Lance Lynn versus Zach Granky. This one's tricky here. FanDuel 9-2 for Lynn, 9-9 for Granky, 9-4 for Lynn on DK, 9-2 for Granky. If this doesn't have 4 outcomes, I don't know what does. If you want to pick a side, I think in the tournament end of things, Lance Lynn seems to have the oppo appeal. He's just been so damn good. And it tells you, it's funny because one site has Granky $700 more, and then the other site has Lance Lynn $200 more. So, this is really neck and neck. If you want to flip a coin, I think you can make some money with Lynn because I think automatically people will just go, to the Granky Houston side. It's on the road, all of those reasons. I'm not going to go on the Granky side at all today, but I understand a little oppo love for Lance Lynn because the dude's earned it. He's been so damn good. So I'm okay with that, Bubba. How do you approach this one, if at all?
Yeah, 4 outcomes, like you said. I don't want any of the bats in this game, but Lance Lynn I do like as a great pivot because, like I mentioned briefly, and we'll talk about Clevenger and Kershaw. Those are the main targets tonight. Lynn gives a great pivot off of both of those 2 options. That's why I would play this early. The full day slate is just to get Lynn exposure on both sites. I think he's a great play in this matchup. Like you said, people won't use him because of the Houston aura about them.
Yeah, I kind of agree. And the Houston aura is not wrong. It's just
Lynn's very good. Lynn's very good.
That good. Yeah, he's just been that good. So if that's the case, and we're both there, I'm not going to go crazy with the Texas Rangers bats too because they're all over the place. There's nothing that I feel confident in except Lance Lynn. and if we like Lance Lynn, then we got to fade away from Houston. That's just the facts there. Anibal Sanchez against Zach Eflin in this one. Sanchez 7.3 on Washington DK. Zach Eflin 7.8 on DK. On FanDuel side, Sanchez just 6.3. Eflin at 9. Do you like Eflin here today at all? I don't like him at 9. I can tell you that much. But at 7.8, talk about secondary pitcher on DK.
He is a great secondary pitcher on DK, especially for tournament play. The strikeout rate's up. The curveball usage is really up that he developed over the offseason, and he showed it in his last start. And this is a national team that outside of Soto and Turner, very inconsistent and very kind of blah at times. They're really not doing much. So if he can navigate the top of that order, he can have some fun at the bottom half of that order and be very productive at 78 on DK.
Yeah, man. Bottom of the order for the Phillies, too. Baum is 3.4. Jay Bruce is 3K. Some lefties in there against Sanchez today in a home run friendly environment. Same thing on FanDuel. Bruce 2.7, Baum 2.5. So there's some value there without a doubt. And look, Bryce Harper all the way up to 6K. Wow. Over on DK today. Ooh, wee. Boy, oh boy, you got to pay for that one. Jay Happ against Robert Gesellman. Happ is 7.9 on FanDuel. Robert Gesellman is 5.8. This is is this the last of the four? Yes, the last of the 4 o'clock starts in the afternoon today. So we've got that one. And then obviously on DK, Gesellman 5.2, Jay Happ at 8.8. Now, Happ hasn't really been good this year. I mean, he's had 1 or 2 one-off decent outings, but Michael Conforto's been fantastic. He's hit lefties this year. I love this Oppo play today because, again, people don't pay attention enough to those splits when there's a lefty who hits lefties well. Conforto's doing that at 3.1 on DK. That is a huge value for him. He's just 3K over on FanDuel. What do you think about Todd Frazier back in this Mets lineup, too, at 2.6 against Jay Happ?
He's interesting. He's not one of my favorite plays today. I see the appeal in this matchup, but I'd rather go to
guys like Conforto. It's the matchup more than anything. It's the matchup,
exactly.
And looking at it and saying, you got guys like JD Davis at 2.7, you got Frazier at 2.6.
Pete Alonso's 3K. I'm not a Pete Alonso fan, but 3K
on DK too. Wow, look at that.
The pricing for Mets and Yankees on DK is like it's Cole versus DeGrom because all the players on both sides are too. Like LeMahieu, $4,300 might sound expensive. That's really cheap on DK for LeMahieu. Voigt's $3,900. Like these guys, I think Aaron Hicks is 32. Like both these teams are stupid cheap.
Yeah, I like the over in this game. I can tell you right now. What is it, 9? Probably here. He's like
I don't think it's out. 9. Well, it wasn't out earlier this morning. Maybe it's out.
The projection is gonna be somewhere around 9 or 8.5. So this is one to get involved with offensively. I think you can get involved with this one with the bats here. All right, let's move on to the 7 o'clock games here. Let's start with Clevenger at 9.4. First start here for the Padres and Mike Clevenger, and he's going against Andrew Heaney at 8.5. And, Heaney's capable, but at the same time, I'm going to go with Clevenger in this one. 8.7 on DK. I'm in. Andrew Heaney's 8.2, but I'm going to go and take this. I know some people don't like it. New guy on the team. Let's see how things work out. All this stuff. No, that's all a bunch of nonsense. Who cares? No, Clevenger is that good. It's fine. I'm going to go right into it. I also really like in this one, too, on the cheap side on FanDuel as a lineup builder. Austin Nola, if he hit in the 5 hole today at 2.8 on FanDuel, that's a great savings as far as I'm concerned. Cronenworth continues to be cheap at 3.2. Hosmer at 3.7 has been really productive. So I'm going to go with the Padres in this one. I think Clevenger is a good tournament play tonight. Save a little bit from the top of the board, which is coming later on in this show.
Yep, totally agree. There's not really much more to add on this one. Like Machado's on fire, so if you want to pay up, I have no problem with him hitting lefties the way he's hit him in his entire career, not just this season. But Clevenger's the play here. All aboard the Clev train. Now,
if you're doing that, would you let go of the all day in order to not get that Lance Lynn competition? Because I think that's my plan. It's like let's just play the short evening slate, go with Clevenger and get rid of Lance Lynn, get rid of that Mets Yankees game.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's an angle to go off of. You pretty much only play the full day to get Lance Lynn.
Right, exactly. So I'm just saying the full days. I don't know. I don't see the appeal of that one. It's just going to make things weird, make more variance in there. All right, Taiwan Walker for the Blue Jays going against Martin Perez. Look, the score here. Blue Jays continue to hit. Grichuk's 3.4 on FanDuel. You've also got VR, who's just 3K, which I think is a really nice price on FanDuel for him, considering the kind of point totals he could put up if he hits a home run, steals a base in the same game. Teoscar Hernandez at 3.9, you got to pay for, but he's been good. Vlad Guerrero Jr. 3.3, that's a pretty good price. And Gurriel hit a home run last night at 2.9. The score here with this, it's the Red Sox are terrible. On DraftKings, the only value you're getting in the Blue Jays lineup is Rowdy Tellez at 2.8. Everybody else is pretty much 4 and above, except for Grichuk, actually, who's 3.8 against Martin Perez.
Gurriel's 3.9.
No, well, no, on DK's 4.1 I'm looking at, unless Labs is wrong here as I'm looking at it.
Oh, no, could be. You might be right. I thought it was 3.9 right. This morning, but
it happens.
No, it is 3.9. It's 3.9.
You're right. You're right. So you're not an idiot. Don't say these things about yourself. You're smart and people like you. Any love here for Martin? Not for Martin Perez. Any love for the Red Sox? There's no love for Martin Perez. Any love for the Red Sox against Taiwan Walker today?
Yeah, I could see going back to a Rafael Devers who's swinging it good. I wouldn't go full in, but like a Devers Bogarts, I could see going with a little mini stack to go opposite the obvious Toronto Blue Jays action.
Taiwan Walker's 4.7 on DK, by the way. That's kind of
that's nuts. Hard to pass up. That's hard to pass up.
It's kind of crazy. It's just like why? Dylan Cease is tempting, but not on DK at 9.5. It's too much for me, even against the Kansas City Royals. However, 8-9, I get it. I understand it. But why would I do that when for $500 more I can have Clevenger's strikeout upside? I just can't do it. I can't get there. Hard pass on Dylan Cease for me tonight because of just where he's priced. More tempting, I get it. And if you're trying to, do multi-entry and you want to get one non-Clevenger share in there, okay, that's fine. Look, everybody's still good in this one too. I love Eloy. I'll pay up for Eloy today at 3.8. He's going to be my dude today. Jose Abreu's at 3.8 as well. Encarnacion, a lot of good right-handed bats against Danny Duffy tonight. Fading the Royals a bit. Your take on this game? Is there anything you want to cherry pick on the Royals side, or did I leave somebody out on the White Sox that you like a lot today, depending on price?
No, you like the big boys. The only other guy, I guess, would be James McCann's 2.7 on FanDuel. He's 44 on DK, which is pricey, but he's another guy you can always attack lefties with. It's all about the White Sox in this game. And Cease, I agree. Great matchup. Just price does not fit this evening.
No, he needs to be 8-2. And they're like, okay, you give me $1,000 difference. Now I'm in 8-9. And I know he's pitched well. He deserves a lot. He deserves the credit, but not that much credit. Not tonight. Not, not where Clevenger is. I can't do that. I just can't do it. I can do this next one though. And I will. Luke Weaver, 7.1 against Clayton Kershaw at 10-9. Kershaw's been excellent. Diamondbacks stink. Kershaw's at home. Sign me up. I don't care. I know it's expensive. Don't care. He's 10.3 on DK. That's not impossible at all. I mean, you get Taiwan Walker. It's it'll just cost you what Shane Bieber does on a given night.
Pretty much.
Put those two guys together. But look, I mean, I'm not going to overcomplicate this one. Weaver's been terrible. Kershaw's been excellent at home. I mean, what more needs to be said? Are you going to go with any stacks here with LA against Weaver too? Are we looking at perhaps the Bellinger, Seager, Betts kind of day today? You going to just load up on Dodgers?
Yeah, I think it's a great spot. I've never been a Weaver fan, never understood the Weaver love. Bellinger and Seager for sure are in play. Betts went deep last night. He's always an option. But if I had a cherry pick too, it'd be Bellinger, Seager. And yeah, you go Kershaw. In DraftKings, you can go Kershaw, Clevenger, and still get some great bats because of a couple value plays here and there. It's not an issue. So it's going to be the popular place tonight for good reason. Just be different with your bats. That's all I'd suggest in tournaments. And cash, who cares? Just go for it.
Favorite all-time baseball Weaver: Jared Weaver, Luke Weaver, Jeff Weaver, or Earl Weaver? I'm going Earl Weaver by far. It's not even close for me. I loved Earl Weaver. He was hilarious. He would get thrown out all the time. Big fan. Plus, he managed in 4 different decades, I believe, or something crazy like that. So I'm going Earl Weaver. How about you? You got a Weaver of choice?
I'm just going with the Dream Weaver, but no. Give me
no. You got to pick one.
Yeah, no, give me Earl Weaver. I'm with you. He's the entertainment value. Jared was interesting, but give me Earl.
Jared had some moments. Jeff had some moments too back in the day.
Yes, back in the day, there were some greasy moments.
Not a lot of sustained Weaver success at the major league pitching level, but
no, not good.
It's an important question. And here on the On Deck Show, we like to ask the important questions. Speaking of important questions, it's that time again, boys and girls. It's time to call our shot. Bubba and I are each going to pick somebody to go yard, and you can get in on the fun. Go follow us over at LineStar App. And if you retweet this segment and give us your home run call, you can get involved as well and win some free swag. That's right, free stuff. And our boy, Mr. Ryan Humphreys, last night, he's on fire. So don't listen to us. Go read his stuff at LineStar and go check him out, man. Dude's just crushing it right now. I need to get on the home run track here. I'm going to go first today. Eloy Jimenez. That's my guy. 3.8 on FanDuel. I love Eloy in this matchup today against Danny Duffy. He's 4.8 on DK. He should be 5.2, but he's not. He's in the 4 still. So I'm going to go with Eloy today. That's my call. That's my pick, Bubba. Which way are you going for your home run today?
I am going to – you have to play the all-day slate on FanDuel, unfortunately, to do this. But I'm going to go with Reese's Pieces. Reese Hoskins is going deep again today. He's going to stay red hot.
Did you just give him that nickname, or do people call him that?
I've called him that for a long time. I don't know if it's official, but I've called him Reese's Pieces forever.
Officially, I'm going to say that you're the first guy to do that. And if anyone else starts calling him, I'm going to say you're a liar, because that's been Bubba's name for him for years, because I've never heard anyone call him Reese's Pieces. I like that. That's good. It's fun. I do like the Reese's Pieces, by the way. Underrated candy.
Very underrated. Great for movies. Great for movies, because it's, if you get the peanut butter cup, it goes too quick. The pieces you can enjoy, and plus it works. I believe Hershey makes them, and they're in Pennsylvania with the Phillies. So just take a big loop there.
My goodness, look at that. The world's all colliding at once. So those are our picks. Go follow us at LineStar MLB and LineStar App. And while you're at it, make sure you go get that LineStar App, upgrade to the premium product, and start using the tool site here, especially because NFL is right around the corner, which means the pre-snaps around the corner too. Baseball, football, everything's going on at once. Lucky for you that we are here. And you can follow us on Twitter as well at Joe Pisapia17 and at Casey Bubba. That'll do it for us today. But the story of the game goes on. For Casey Bubba, I'm Joey P. And there's nothing left to do now except step out of the on-deck circle and into the batter's box and go yard. We'll see you next time, kids.
You've been listening to the DFS On Deck podcast, brought to you by LineStar. Hit subscribe, tell a friend, and stay tuned for the next episode from fantasy baseball experts Joe Pisapia and KC Bubba.